so I just thought I'd do a quick update what's going on with the car and everything else like that. Is it reasonably well focused? Yeah, looks like it. So we've got heaps of stuff going on. I haven't sold the car yet. I'm still doing. I haven't done a lot on it, but I've been doing a little bits and pieces trying to get this back guard cleaned up and sort of start moving down the side of the car. Mainly so I can get I'm going to try and get before next Monday a couple of coats of primer on this side of it where I've done the body work, so I can show people sort of more what it's going to look like when it's a bit more cleaned up, and just use the primer I've got so I can, and get 2 or 3 good coats on there so it sort of smooths it out a bit, and hopefully with the body filler on there and blocked out, and it actually doesn't look quite so bad. Like, not that it looked that bad, but like you could tell that the back guard had been knocked around a fair bit and all that sort of stuff, and and you could see that I'd straightened it out and repaired it and all that sort of stuff. So I'm trying to clean it up so when somebody actually comes and looks, they can actually go, oh shit, that's come out pretty good, I can say I've done a bit of body work and there's a bit of filler in it and all that sort of stuff, but at least it looks good. It's going to make it, so somebody's not so scared of it and shit like that. So, but anyway, so yeah, still trying to get rid of that. I've just popped it up on another website, and you've probably seen that short little, that 10-minute sort of video of me wandering around, sort of showing the bits and pieces this morning of sort of what I can remember, just to try and give people a bit more idea what's actually what the car's about, and hopefully somebody in the next few weeks buys it, because I don't know, like I'm hoping within the probably next I'd like to be back in New Zealand within the next sort of 5 to 6 weeks, quick if I can, but that all depends on how well that sells, and then try and get rid of some of this other stuff, plus trying to organise a couple other little things as well. But yeah, so that's sort of my end of it at this point. Now what's going on with the SEMA CAR and stuff like that in the States, man, there's some crazy stuff going on. I can't really say, apart from sort of what's just been shown, what Arco and I are showing on our YouTube channels at this stage. But we had two fairly big things going on in the background that's still evolving, still happening. And today Arco rang me freaking excited as hell, and I'm just buzzing about this new thing. I can't say anything yet. I'm hopefully in the next couple of days or maybe a week or so I can let the cat out of the bag about that one. But so we now got 3 big things happening. So yeah, that's awesome. And the one from today, I'll just say the people rang us to put this offer on the table and bits and pieces and everything going on. So that's just like, I can't believe, like, I just hope that the American government don't stop me from going to the States. I can't see why not, but if I can get there, I know I'm going to go from battling each week, paycheck to paycheck, to just explosion. I can just see it coming. It's like, I can just see it coming. Just with everything that's going on, especially if this build goes, I don't expect it to go silky smooth, but if the road to SEMA goes really, really good, it's just going to explode. So that's wicked. Like, I can say, to be honest, I can say in 12 months that my lifestyle will have changed just dramatically. So yeah, you jump over and check out Arco's channel, Outlaw Ridge, and like he just showed that rotisserie video of with the unibody Ford on. That's awesome. And once we've got that off there, and hopefully on there and all that sort of stuff, we're going to start building. Hopefully, we're going to pop the 33 Plymouth on there, and I'll start building that, and that'll take over from that, and we'll get that done. just with everything. Like Arco's got plenty of parts and stuff, and there's heaps of engines in storage, like old second-hand stuff and bits and pieces out of cars, and like an abundance of stuff that we can use to build it. So hopefully we, at the end of the day, we're not going to have to spend a lot of money buying bits and pieces. We can just build a wicked ass cool rat rod, hot rod of some description. And I'd really like to look up TJ Russell with a 33 Plymouth. He built a wicked 33 Plymouth that was apparently out of a movie car from one of Denzel Washington's movies. I want to build something very similar to that. I've seen that. When Arco showed me the body, I googled 33 Plymouth and that popped up. And there's a video on Hoonigan and there's another video. I can't remember what the other guy's channel was, but there's another video and it pops up too when you look up 33 Plymouth on YouTube, especially TJ Russell. That 33 is just sick. Like, it is sick. Like, it's got a early first gen Hemi in it. I think a 400 Chev trans, I think. Or no, it might be a 700 Chev trans, so it's got overdrive. All that sort of bullshit. And it is sick. I want to build something not exactly the same as that, but something similar. I've got all sorts of things going around in my head. Like, I can't stop thinking about that car, because to be honest, like I've had 4 Mopars. I had a 74 VJ Valiant Charger, which was a 6-cylinder. I was going to put a V8 in that. Back when I was young, I took it to a body shop. They started cutting the rust out of it, made a frigging mess of the arse end of it. They made a big mess of it. I know there's the guy that's got it now repaired it. I haven't. He's back in New Zealand. I haven't seen it for probably 10 years. And I know he almost had it on the road when I last seen it, but it was still in matte black and what sort of bullshit. So like, I know he repaired it, but and then I had my VC that I sold before I come over here, but I had another what they call just a VJ 4-door sedan Valiant that was a 6-cylinder, which I actually purchased a V8 for, that I was going to put on that. But I actually got painted in Tasmania, I don't know, what are we talking, 6-7 years ago. And one day I might see if I can find some photos of that and actually post a video up with some photos of that. On it, that I got painted. It was pretty, I wouldn't say pretty bad, but it had rot in the firewalls, and somebody had bodged up the left-hand back guard, and I'd sort of done a few repairs on it, but it was still a bit bodged in the back. Really, it probably needed the quarter cut off it. But yeah, like, it was all rotted out around the front of the wheel arch, and I had actually gone through and then put metal in it, but it was still in my early days of figuring out how to weld and how to shape steel and all that sort of stuff. It was way better than what it was, and at least it had some strength back in it, but it still wasn't pretty. And I'll admit that. So yeah, we sold that before we left at one point to go back over home. And then I just about had the VC sort of almost ready to paint there 3 years ago, whatever it was, back in start of 2017 before we came over here. Like, I was probably only a month or so away from painting that and getting that back together. And I had all the running gear for that. The motor just needed assembled properly, probably a couple things gone through, just double checked. I'd rebuilt the trans, I had a 9-inch in it. That was all modified and shortened. All I had to do was weld the brackets for the diff, for the pinion angle. I just had to finalise that sort of stuff. So like, it was one of those cars I probably could have had, if I got it painted, I probably could have had it going in 6 months. Finances, depending. But yeah, so that's 4 Dodges, or 4 Mopars, Valiants and Chryslers, and this Dodge. that I've never got the opportunity to finish to drive. The only one I ever drove was the VJ Charger when I first bought it, because it was, that was way back in the early 90s. I bought that. It was running and driving, but it was pretty sick. So yeah, like I think I'd putted around it a couple of times. The motor was pretty really tired. And I drove it around a couple of times, drove it off and on a trailer and bits and pieces, and didn't drive it very far, but I did drive it around. So that's the only one of the whole lot that I've ever actually managed to drive. So it's super frustrating. It's just one of those things. Just unfortunately, my finances have just always been a bit slim and made it very awkward to try and get things done. And the life's moved on in bits and pieces, and I've just never ever been able to finish one of those. The only car that really had, like I've had a few earlier on in my life, like I tidied up cars and repainted things, but the only thing I actually really ever probably got finished and drove around, and I drove around as a daily, was a 78 Holden HZ Ute, and it had a 6 in it with a 4-speed and a high-speed diff in it. I actually wanted to put a V8 in that at one point, but never really got around to it. But yeah, I painted that twice and drove it around, and for, I don't know, 5-6 years I suppose, and sold it for, I don't know, about $5,000 at the time, and I think it was for sale about 5 or 6 years later for about $15,000. But yeah, that was an awesome car. I loved that. It's probably one of the ones I wish I never sold too. But that's about the only one that I've actually really done much to. Like I sort of did a full. I sort of stripped that back to me and all that sort of stuff too. But freaking text messages. But yeah, I'd thanks Dan. But anyway, yeah, that's about the only one that I've actually really finished since the 2000s. Like I've helped guys tidy up cars and bits and pieces and get them back on the road, but I've always battled to get my own bloody stuff on the road, which is just super annoying, because that's all I want to do. Is I just want to get something on the road that I can drive around and take to a car show and have some fun, and put 4 or 5 mates in it and just freaking just burn the fucking tyres off it, for 1,000 kilometres or 1,000 miles or 2,000 miles, or just go on a massive road trip. I always wanted to take the VC and drive it from one end of New Zealand to the other, and just piss off for a month and just cruise around and go do a few car shows over New Zealand, like the Beach Hop and all that sort of stuff. Just have a blast, but I've just never freaking got there. But that's what I'm hoping to do in the States. Because there's so many cool car shows, and RK's got some wicked connections over there. He knows, like, Dave can dig, like he's worked, he was saying the other day that he, when he was a young fella, he would work with, I think, was it George Barris, or some of those guys, Gene Winfield, like, I think he's, they've taken him under his wing and taught him a bit of stuff when he was younger and all that sort of stuff. I think he's hung out with Jesse James, West Coast Choppers, Monster Garage, all those sorts of guys. Like, he knows a lot of those guys that are in that field. Like, he's just got such wicked connections. So yeah, like, I'm just so pumped to get over here, because I know I've got so many ideas in my head about cars and bits and pieces, and it's just going to explode when we get there. I just hope I can hold on and go for the ride, without losing my head. That's probably the big thing. Like, that's one thing, like, you see these guys and they do all this stuff. Like, I just, I hope I can keep a grasp on it, and and not lose the plot and all that sort of shit. But I think we'll be right. But yeah, it's just one of those things. Like if it does take off and it's you're just climbing, the 190 miles an hour, and I just hope that things don't fall off the rails at some point, or like I fall off the rails going that way. If you know what I mean. But yeah, it's gonna be awesome. I can't wait for it. And thanks to all my to all the new subscribers again. Like I've gained another since the other day, since I made that 126 video. I know it's only a few days, and I'm still little steps, but I've gained another. I'm looking at about another 6 or 7 subscribers since, so that's awesome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for all you new guys. It's awesome. Like, it's just another step closer to just financial freedom. I think that's all we want. Like, like I've never strived to make $1 million or $1 billion, but I want to be financially free, so I can go out there and go, let's get the 33 out, and we'll just piss off for a week and just go do some car shows. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, you just want to do that, or we'll jump in this and go in that, or climb on a bike and go somewhere. Go Sturgis or something like that. Because my parents have been to Sturgis. I don't know, 6 or 7 years ago. They went to, I think, one of the big Sturgis. One of the big ones though. Like, I can't remember what year it was, but it was one of the bigger ones. So yeah, like, I'd love to go to that, which is only in, well, it's not that, it's not so, but it's like, it's in, I can't remember if it's in North Dakota or South Dakota, wherever it is, but like it's, like it's not as though I'm going from one side of the states to the other side of the states. Like, it's a couple of states over. Like, still reasonable ride, but man, I'd love to go to that. I've got heaps of visions in my head to build some sick bikes too. That's all I've done as a kid. Like, even I had bought car magazines. As soon as I was able to get pocket money, when I was at high school, when I broke into high school, and what are we talking, like sort of 11, 12, 13, that's what I did. I bought car magazines. Like, there's a car magazine over here called Street Machine. Up until when I left New Zealand, I think I had almost every one, apart from maybe the old one that I'd misplaced from like 1987 or 88, when I first started buying magazines when I went to high school. Yeah, like, I had every one. So, like, I could, and because my old man had the wrecking yard, and we fixed cars up and did big pieces, like, it's just in my blood. Like, actually, one channel I've just started watching. I've seen it a couple of times, but it's that Cletus McFarlane on YouTube. I watched that video that they just put up of buying that old racetrack somewhere there in Florida, I think it is. That old DeSoto Raceway or whatever it was, Speedway. And it's like, I was sitting there watching that, and I was thinking, these boys have done that from YouTube. Like, it's just insane. Like, like, I was sitting there just about welling up, just thinking of, what would you do if you'd done that and you had all these cars in there? You just you could go mad. And that's pretty much what they did. They just went in there and just fucking fried the tyres off these cars. Like, that's the sort of things, like, us petrol heads and all that sort of stuff, Like, I'm all for doing it the safe way, on tracks and burnout pads and all that sort of stuff. Every now and again you'll give it a skirt down the highway, or you might do a bit of a skid somewhere. You try and be sensible about it, but man, how cool would it be for 3 guys, to go buy your own freaking racetrack and just get in there and just go freaking mental? Like, that's insane. Like, hats off to those guys, man. Like, as one of their flags says, like, which I'd love to get off, it's like, yeah, brother. It's just like, that's awesome. Or how was it? Was a hell yeah, brother, or something, whatever it is. It's just, that's sick. Like, that's just, that's a dream. you know, buy your own freaking racetrack. Okay, and there was a drag strip next door. It's like, fucking how good's that? So, anyway, I've been crapping on for 20 minutes now. So I'll throw this up. So that's sort of a bit of a story of what's going on. Yeah, so some crazy, crazy news going on. Hopefully I can let you know some of it, what's going on soon. Yeah, so like, yeah, we've got three big things going on, apart from the build for SEMA. You know, like, but it's to do with that. So yeah, like, it's just, oh, it's just, it's mind blowing. And I'm just, me and Arca are in such a, we're just in a buzz, like, we're, it's like you know, snorting lines, and but it's the right way, you know. There's that much adrenaline running through and that much excitement. You know, like, not that I've even snorted lines, but you know what I mean. It's just, you're just buzzing, like, we are literally buzzing, like I'm just shaking with excitement most of the time. You know, like, there's highs and lows of trying to get stuff moved and things going on, and this freaking, like, coronavirus and all that, so that, you know, that scares the shit out of you. But hopefully, like, you know, in 6 months or 12 months, that sort of blows out of the way, and the rest of the world can get back on with life. But yeah, like, the news just with what's going on with all that stuff in the United States is just crazy, like it is. I'm just rambling because I'm so excited about it. Righty, guys, I'll leave you to it. Cheers.